Hi everyone, I'm going to make a journal page, and first I'm starting with the background with 3 acrylic paints. This is deco art. I've got here a orange spice, luscious lemon and antique gold, and I'm just going to put this down on my page randomly. Few drops here and there, and now I'm thinking that maybe I will need a little bit of white, but I'll start with this and we'll see what happens. As you can see, I'm just smearing paint from top to bottom. Don't really care. This is first layer and it's just to cover my page. And now I'm going to take some, let's see, I've got light antique white, also deco art. It will help me cover, and also it will tone down what I've already put down on my page. Adding a little bit where I think it's needed. And more of the white. I haven't gessoed my page, so it absorbs the paint quite quickly. Oops. Oops, what happens to me? Maybe it's the hour. You probably can notice there is no natural light. Evening now, so after a day of work, kids that are on holiday, I'm always thinking maybe it's better not to work at these hours, but I just have to. So filming it in the hopes that I won't do some damage. So you can see I keep adding paint until I will be satisfied with my background. There is no laws to it, there are no rules, just do whatever you feel like. Here we go. I'm living it. This is how I want it, and now it needs to dry. I'm going for doing something, punching some jelly prints I have. I've got a hexagon punch that I want to use on this page, and basically just punch some of this from jelly prints. These are the jelly prints that I want to use. They are quite bold with the colors, and I hope they will go along with this background. So this needs to dry. I'm leaving it, I'll set this aside, and just so you will see what I'm talking about, I'm going to take this. Again, don't really care where it will, not planning it, just I think I can do 2 pages at once. Here we go. I want to put them on my background, like working with mosaic, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I will wait for my background to dry and then I'll come back. I'm back. So I've taken another gel print I have and punched it, and you don't have to use jelly prints. You can use whatever painty papers you have. You don't have to do hexagon. Whatever punch you have, you can just take scissors and start taking any painty paper, and you can do squares, you can do rectangles, it doesn't matter. So use what you have and do and be creative. So here are the hexagon punches that I have, and I'm just putting white glue here, and I'm taking it a little bit out of the edge. Here we go. I'm leaving a little bit of between pieces, as I said, like doing a mosaic. Here we go. I'm not going to cover the whole page, just I'm planning on something like that for now. That, at least that's what I'm thinking of doing. Sometimes I change my mind as I go. My hubby's phone, it can awaken the dead. Jeez. Go. Okay, I'm going to continue putting down the pieces, and when it's dry I'll be back. I'm back. So I've put also glue on the rest of my background, because I find that it gives it some, like, if I would only put the glue on this part that I've put down, it would be different from the rest. So I've just went and put glue on all the page, and now it's dry and I want to add details to my background. I've got this like beehive stamp that I want to stamp here on my page randomly. And I've got this ink pad, which I hope will work. It's something from the cheap store, and it doesn't always stamp so well. It's like bronze. Here we go. Just to add to the overall detail in the back. That's it from this stamp, and now I've got this sunflower just asking. To me it seems like it just has to be on this page, so I'm going with it. And again, randomly putting it down. This is a Distress Ink Walnut Stain by Tim Holtz. Here we go. And of course I like to have also images that just go beyond the edges of the page. To me it's more interesting that way. Here we go. So that's the sunflower, and I wanted to make some contrast, and I took one of my painty papers. This is just deli paper that I scraped paint with a plastic card from one side to the other, and then stamped with some metallic ink pad. And so that's how I've got this painty paper, and it doesn't matter, you again use whatever you have. So I stamped a butterfly and fussy cut, 3 of them. As I said, I want contrast to all these warm colors, and they are going something like that on my page. Here we go. I think maybe like this. Yeah, that's how I'm going to put them down, and I'm just going to glue them down now with a glue stick. It's just deli paper, it's very thin. I don't want to put something wet. Here we go. You don't have to go with the contrast. If you like, you can just go with the same palette of colors and continue with this theme. But I really wanted the contrast here. Now, I want to add a little bit of dimensionality to my pieces, and I'm going to use gelatos, but you can do the same thing with either watercolors or Stabilo all-purpose, and anything that you can smudge. So I'm using now the gelatos. I've sprayed here water, and as you can see, it just acts like a watercolor. I'm going to take a brush and just add a little bit to my pieces. Basically on the bottom of each piece. just to let it it will add a little bit of dimensionality. I'm not trying to be accurate or something, I'm just adding it more like a tint to the pieces. It can be subtle or it can be more pronounced, it depends what you want to achieve. If I think it needs more, I'm adding, as you can see. Just picking more of it with the brush and adding. I can also go underneath the butterflies again, like a shadow. And it doesn't have to scream at you, it's just something that you put down very gently. And now I'm going to go with this around my page, just to frame everything. Not going for a straight or accurate, just something that will enclose everything inside, like we usually do with a sponge and an ink pad for the edges. And maybe I'll also do add with ink pad and sponge, but for now it's just this. I like my corners darker than the rest. Again, it makes a frame to the whole page. Here we go. So now I need for this to dry before I'm doing anything else. Not that there is a lot of stuff to do more. I'm drawing with a fine this is Stabilo point fine 0.4, and I'm just doing the antennas for the butterflies. Here we go. And as I said, this needs to dry before I'm adding a little bit of ink, more ink to the edges of my page. I want a little bit black and maybe saying here, so I'll be back when it's dry. I'm back. So I added here a sentiment, inspire the dreams of tomorrow, and I wasn't completely satisfied with the shadowing that I've done with the gelatos, so I took a brown eyeliner or lip liner, whatever it used, that's what it says here, a pencil, and I just went around where I've put the gelatos and made a little bit of lines with the eyeliner, just so it will be more pronounced, more I don't know how to explain it. So now I like how my pieces are looking. I just need to ink around the edges. I'm taking a makeup sponge with a black ink pad, and I'm just going all around my page just to make it a little bit more dramatic for that matter. I think it will frame everything nicely. There we go, and again, corners I get in a little bit more. That's how I like it. Again, corner I'm getting in a little bit more. You can do more or less with the shadowing and the framing of the page as much as you like. I just wanted it a little bit more dramatic. So here we go. Here is my page. I really like it. This is it. Maybe a little bit of the brown pencil underneath. Here we go, like I've done around underneath the hexagons, just to add a little bit of shadow. And if it's too much, you can always take a Q-tip and smear it. If you don't want to use like your finger, you can, and be more accurate about it, you can either use a Q-tip or a very fine brush like this one and gently smear without removing what you've done, of course. Here we go. That's it. That's my page. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.